Well, window treatments can work wonders in your home. Adding that one little touch just adds a little finishing touch. And so today we are showing you how to add that to your home with the help of Teresa Falmer, interior designer over at Home Depot. We welcome you back to the show.
Thank you
It's
so
good
much.
to see you. We were just sharing stories
here.
about how I made a cornice board. Actually, that's not true. My husband made one out of wood, and that sucker was heavy to hang.
It takes two people to hang them when they're wood.
It did, and it took a long time, I'll be honest.
And this is so simple and so easy and lightweight, you can hang it yourself. And,
like me?
Yes, and
Okay.
you can take the fabric on and off and wash it when you need to also.
They do get kind of dusty and yucky, huh?
Yeah, so it's
All right,
really
well, what are
great.
the basics in terms of supplies?
So the basics, what you're going to need to start with is your styrofoam, of course. Only 1 inch thick is all that's needed.
Okay.
Go back to the building materials department, they come in 4x6 sheets. If you have a larger window, you can seam it together to make a larger one too. Okay.
And how would you seam it? Just with hot glue?
All you're going to use is Elmer's glue.
Oh, that's it?
Or you can use liquid nails for foam board. Make sure it says for foam board. Don't try hot glue or any other kind. Yeah,
Okay.
it'll melt your styrofoam. You'll notice it has a protective cover on it, and you're going to want to peel that off, just so the glue will bond good. When you cut your pieces out, what you're going to cut out is a face frame. That's the width of the cornice that you're going to make.
What are we using to cut with?
I actually like using a retractable wallpaper blade, or you can get a hot, it's like a hot wire that you can get at the craft store. That's nice too if you don't want the styrofoam to get everywhere.
Okay.
Kitchen knives work too.
Okay.
So real easy to cut it. What you want to do though is cut your dust cover and your returns. These are how far out they come from the window. You want to cut them from the factory edge so that it's a nice clean edge for you to glue. And when you get ready to glue, keep yourself some tape handy, and I'll just glue a little piece for you here. This will be a return. Return is coming out 3 inches from the wall.
Okay.
That's for an inside mount window. So if you have like a vertical...
Inside mount window, so that means it's...
If your blind is mounted on the inside of the sill,
okay, gotcha.
then you'll need 3 inches from that. You're going to put a good generous bead of glue on there, and then you're going to, oops, I dropped that on my fabric, put it onto your cornice and use the tape so that you can let it dry and it gets a good bond. So I like to take the tape, I don't know if you can see this, and just do it, pull it tight. And then you take another piece on the inside and do it the same way.
Kristen.
Yeah. Can you see that?
Okay.
And then do one on the inside too. You're going to do all your pieces, your dust cover, your returns. You're going to tape them down, Elmer's glue, and let it dry overnight.
Okay, overnight.
Once
Now it's dry overnight, then we're at this point.
At this point, you're going to want to cut yourself some batting. And the batting only goes on the front and the sides, does not go across the dust cover.
Okay.
And if you want, you can take a little spray adhesive and spray it onto the fabric, onto the batting only, and it'll stick to this. But for right now, we're not going to do that.
Well-ventilated area.
Yeah.
I use that in my craft room sometimes. My husband comes in and he's like, this is not good for you.
It isn't. It has a really high smell to it, so I won't spray it here today. And you can see that you don't need a real big piece of fabric. This is all that I need, and I really don't want to wrap it to underneath the dust cover.
No?
Because when you go to hang it, you need that to be actual
gotcha.
styrofoam. So the first thing to do is take 4 pins, and you're using little T-pins here. I don't know if you can see those.
Where do you get them?
Any craft store, Walmart has them. They're all over the place. Or 2-legged pins work too. And you're just going to pin 4 places to make sure that your pattern on your fabric's in good position. Sometimes if we have a striped fabric and we go pin the whole thing and then we turn it over, the stripes are not straight.
Okay.
So, and you pull
And let's
it
put this one up so we can see, we can show that we're not going on the inside, we're going right to the edge.
only to the edge, and I'm going to pull off a T-pin. When you put your T-pins in, put them in the opposite way the fabric will pull. That way...
Opposite way the fabric will pull. The fabric is pulling this way?
Right. So we're pushing it in that way so that it won't pull out. Do you see? Same with this.
No. Why am I confused? Show me again.
If this is the way that the fabric would pull, we want to push that pin in so that it won't pull out.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
So that's important. So as you can see, we didn't need to really go across the whole top.
Okay.
If your fabric isn't ironed or pressed, you just want to make sure as you're putting it on, you're pulling it tight.
Okay.
And then once you get it all in place, You can add some decorative embellishments if you want some real pretty ties. You can put those on like that. Or we've actually painted some rope here, just rope from our hardware department.
Oh, that's a good idea, so that it
Yeah.
matches the same exact tone of your wall. I like it.
Exactly.
Now
And
this
then
one
you
right
glue
here
that
is
on.
also something we can learn at the school.
Yes, that's a stagecoach valance. They're going to learn that too. Also, no sewing in bulb.
Okay, and let's
And-
take a look at the finished product over
Yeah.
here to my left. And that's essentially what you're going to get when you do a little bit of work, and then when you add your embellishments. If you look at the top, you'll see the piping that's, she just talked about the rope that we colored, and so there it is. It's all right there.
Yep, and that's wall art below there, so you can make the wall art out of the same stuff.
Fantastic.
Really great.
You never cease to amaze me. So people will find samples of everything that's going to be in Home Depot's Design College, and again,
Yes.
it is only at the Val Vista location. They're held every Thursday
Right.
through August 4th from 6 to 8:30, and again, that location is 425 South Val Vista in
Correct.
Mesa.
Now this one's next week, the 4th, and then the waterfall class will be tomorrow.
Okay,
So-
very good.
Okay.
Well, if you're interested, give them a call at 480-396-0227, extension 132 or 156, and you can also find the instructions on how to make it on sonoranliving.com. Send us a picture if you do, so we can post it on Facebook. We'd love to see how it turns out.